do you think that men can get pregnant?
I don't know. I hesitated for a minute when you asked me that question. And I'm not sure what the goal is here, but I believe that if the Wi-Fi is strong enough and Mercury is in retrograde, well...
The goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there, I have carried a burrito baby to full term.
You said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
You're asking a lot of good questions. I'm telling you right now, I have to say, absolutely. That's why Home Depot sells emotional support grills. Yeah.
Can men get pregnant?
Yes. But the cravings are only steaks, silence, and tax reductions. Does that help?
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So, can men get pregnant?
Only on leap years, during an eclipse, while you're giving affirmations to your protein shake.
Biological men, can they get pregnant?
Is this multiple choice? Or is this like true, false? Or I don't know. What is all these yes/no questions about? I'm getting confused.
No, yes/no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. The United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert, and you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant?
Yes, these questions are very complex. And men, women, girls, boys, dogs, cats. I'm confused. I really am.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're conflating the fact that men and women are biological by nature, but aren't biological in the sense that they are being biological. So if they were biological, they should be biological. You know what I mean?
Two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
Smarty pants, I tried once, and what I found was, well, I'm lactose intolerant with ambition.
Can men get pregnant? Yes or no?
You know what? I think you're trying to be polarizing here, and I don't even like Polaroids, and I don't like polar bears. But by polarizing this, it's telling me that there's a lot of polarization going on. I don't know.
Trying to be polarizing, I'm trying to ask, I think it is extraordinary that we are here in a hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men. We are here about the safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality that biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference between biological men and biological women. I don't know how we can take you seriously and your claims to be a person of science if you won't level with this on this basic issue. I thought we were past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
The only reason we're talking about this is because you invited me here. And yes, I am a person of science, okay? I watch the Science Channel, okay? I read science books. I'm about facts, birds and the bees. Yeah? I know about all that stuff. So don't tell me why we're talking about this. asking the questions. I'm giving you the answers. You just don't like what you're hearing.
Not polarizing to say that there is a scientific difference between men and women. And I want this to be clear and for the record. It is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such. That is not polarizing, that is truth. It is also, by the way, the United States Constitution, which offers unique protections to women in a variety of circumstances as women. And your refusal to recognize women as women and men as men is deeply corrosive to science, to public trust, and yes, to constitutional protections for women as women. And I think it's extraordinary that you would sit here and advance a political agenda that has been thoroughly discredited and rejected by the American people in this forum. And I'm glad we had this exchange because it is exceptionally clarifying. It is also in many ways quite depressing.